in the entourage. So the title of this live is If You're Over 30 and Struggling and Mystified with Modern Dating. Win big with balls and cold approach. So for anyone new to my channel, I'm Joseph, aka Wingbro. I help men with their dating lives. I help men explode their dating options through a process called daytime cold approach. I use the world's only peer-reviewed cold approach system that I use, that my wings use, that my students use. It has been road tested not only by myself and by my students, but by a whole group of other guys, a whole community of underground cold approach maniacs. And we have iterated it to a point that it is simply unparalleled in its effectiveness. I work with guys who, typically the guys I work with are intelligent guys, all sorts of professions, but usually analytical or creative. So I've worked with programmers, software engineers, lawyers, artistic creatives, journalists, those types of men. Men who are intelligent tend to be attracted to my content, the way I break things down. But also men who deep down know they are underperforming. And if this is you already know. Deep down, you know you're underperforming. You know that the guys who are getting the girls that you want are no better than you. You really deeply know that, but you just can't seem to manage to bridge the gap. Maybe you're just too shy, you just don't have the opportunities, the social circle is broken down compared to when you were at university, in your early career and at school. On the apps, if you're over 30 or under 6 foot, it heinously discriminates against you if you're a man, which is a real ball ache because you work yourself in to the position you want to be in your mid-30s perhaps. You go, right, I've finally got the career, I've got the money, I've built myself up, I've built the body, I've got a good style. Where are the girls? The girls should be flocking to me, they should be falling at my feet, but that's not actually how it works. And guys can be left scratching their head, mystified. On paper, I'm the prince. I'm ready to, sweep my princess off her feet, but that's not happening. They go on the apps, crickets. It's just a wasteland, a barren wasteland. You get a few matches a month with a couple of threes. You go to the clubs, that can be variable as well, noisy, not ideal. And you look at yourself and go, is there something wrong with me? Is it me? Like everyone else seems to be getting this thing, even though they actually don't, but everyone else seems to be getting things. What's wrong with me? What have I done wrong? How am I in this position? I've done everything right, supposedly. Weren't you supposed to go and get a good career? Weren't you supposed to look good? Weren't you supposed to be well dressed and go to the gym? Tick, 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 tick. And yet here I am scrounging around to try to get a date. Here I am dating girls who don't value me, who don't really excite me in the way that I want. I'm dating women I don't even really want to be with just because I need something. Right? The male sex drive and the male drive is a brute force. It needs something. But deep down, this is not right. I don't have the options I deserve. And you look at other guys who've got options, you think, what has he got that I don't have? What has he got? What does he know that I don't know? And so this is the type of profile of guy that I work with. I know this because I myself was once this guy many moons ago, before I started on my nighttime cold approach, what would I call it, odyssey of nighttime approach in my mid-20s. I built a successful career. I'd done everything. Everything was good. I would even get compliments on my looks from girls. But when it came down to my actual personal life, what was happening between the sheets, what dates I was getting, what numbers I was getting, it was a shit show. It was horrible. I was way underperforming. And so I had to go back to the drawing board and realize, Okay, how you think the world works and how it actually does work are two different things, my friend. And you've got a choice. You can either fail, or you can do everything in your power, scour the internet, hang out with the guys who seem to be getting the girls, and actually learn how this shit works, right? Um, in our society in modernity, we're taught about equality, we're taught men and women are the same. And I kind of believe that, maybe not physically, but I kind of believe that mentally we were the same until I started to interact more and more and realize I'm missing a lot of knowledge here. It's almost like this knowledge has been stolen from men. And so over my nightlife immersion period, which was about a decade long and included 4 years working as a club promoter, I would say I learned truthfully from the inside, literally, but what female nature is really all about. And by the way, there's a lot of bullshit on the internet. A lot of these guys talking about female nature don't actually know female nature. It's not all one way. It's not all the other way. They're not all whores trying to take all your money, but they're not all obviously angels looking for long-term relationships. There's many different facets to this, and actually it can be quite counterintuitive as well. So I had to learn all of this from the ground up. And then at 37, I decided I'd had some good relationships and so on, but I decided, you know, I wanted to live the Playboy life. So that's why I was doing it. I wanted to live the Playboy life, which is what I did. I did have some girlfriends along the way, but that was the lifestyle I wanted. I wanted freedom, options. Growing up, I'd always felt shackled by many things growing up. Never felt like I had much freedom. And even in relationships and first girlfriend and stuff, it was like I had a bit of freedom. But the more I went into my adulthood, the more I realized, okay, I need to earn my freedom in every domain. And so that was the approach I went down. And eventually I got to my late 30s and thought, well, I'm still dependent on clubs, which is, at least I can operate in clubs, but I'm not happy with that. And living out here in the Dominican Republic during the pandemic, I basically saw a few guys, local guys and foreign guys, just chatting to girls in the street. And I thought, that's interesting. I wonder if I could do that. And I started to actually learn to do it. And I even came up with a little structure for myself, which I still use to this day, just to get me in the game. And I started to get results, I started to get numbers, I started to get dates. And when I came back into Europe, I thought I'd continue, but I basically realized, no, this is harder to do in Europe. So I went to get some training from a guy who became a friend, and I'm still good friends with to this day, still have almost daily contact with to this day, and became part of basically a group of guys who were going out developing the noble art of the daytime cold approach. Became eventually someone who was a sort of somewhat experienced figure in that, or no, very experienced figure in that group. And so this is where we are today. I'm going around the world plying my trade as a playboy, an international playboy, and helping other guys on their own journeys. So this is me, Joseph. I'm also a coach, as I say, so I've been coaching guys for the last 12 months and getting spectacular results. So just before I go into my themes, a couple of themes I'm going to discuss today, let me just give you some insights as to the type of results that you can expect to get when you learn cold approach. So my own results, I'll start with, to be narcissistic. I'm 40 years old, I'm bald, I'm 5'7", I'm not rich, okay? And yesterday I closed a 28-year-old who has a boyfriend in the mall. She was extremely beautiful. The day before, I didn't close anyone the day before. Thursday, who did I close? I closed a 25-year-old in the mall. Yeah, I've got girls in different cities wanting to see me, all in their mid-20s, girls in different countries, some of them in their very early 20s. So this is just me, and this is all through daytime approach. My clients are getting equally spectacular results. I did a video a few days ago on a 37-year-old virgin who came in to work with me. He also had Asperger's syndrome, and he was able to apply all the work that we did together and eventually got his first date for many, many years and also got laid for the first time, lost his virginity. What an absolute legend. Go and check out that video. You'll find it on my channel. But other guys I work with other guys with autism, again, guys get laid. Yeah. Another guy I worked with, he might be watching this, guy has autism. Does not hold him back at all. He got laid the week after his immersion. Other guys, hesitant, just feel that they don't really know what to do. And as soon as we unlock with the right approach, as soon as we unlock the potential, it's completely insane. It just skyrockets people's results. People getting dates, people getting numbers. Some of the guys, really making a big impact, telling me, yeah, this girl's still messaging me like months later on. And of course, we're all at different starting points, and we all come in with different profiles, but everyone makes strides in this. Everyone makes strides in this. So students are getting good results. I'm getting good results. I'm a proselytizer of cold approach, right? And as well as a teacher, I'm also going to be forming a group as well, my own group, my own battalion called Bratva in the new year. So look out for that as well. I just want to talk about a few things. I'm going to talk about unleashing the inner barbarian. I think this is really important, but you want to do it in a controlled and effective way. So many guys are tiptoeing around girls, like on women, just like, oh, hey, you look, just trying to be indirect. Oh, do you like that? This is a cool t-shirt, isn't it? I don't know, in Zara or something. Oh, this is a nice painting. Or do you like the architecture? Just bullshit, utter bullshit, right? And striking up conversation in this way. And I personally always found that to be quite difficult, because I'm not a situational comedian, and I don't have any interest. The only reason I'm talking to you is because I think you're hot. And so I would try and do indirect stuff, and I never really liked it that much. This is actually the default that women are running into. It really is a kind of beta male thing to do, to be honest. And we think it's the way to go, to be discreet, and to be, all of that is just permission seeking. You're seeking permission from the world, from the girl. Is it okay for me to like this girl? Is it all? Can I talk to you, please? It's so weak and permission seeking, and it basically dries up the pussy like a fucking prune, right? So this is how guys are educated. That's how British culture is very reserved. It's pretty much like that until people get drunk. Other places I know can be similar. I think the US, they are a little bit bolder in some ways, but not. Also, it's a bit supplicating as well. American men can be a little bit too supplicating. So men have lost their way, and it's not their fault. It's because of the education. It's because of the nonsense everybody's fed. They're fed liberalism and have been for the last 70 years. And one of the key central points of liberalism is men and women being equal. That is not how it works. Yeah, we can have equal rights and all of that, but that does not mean on us in terms of sexual polarity, we are equal. We get turned on by the same things. Okay, so as a man, your greatest asset are your cojones, your balls, my brothers. That is your greatest asset. The greatest asset is between your legs. Is it your 12-inch dong? Not necessarily, although that's probably, it's certainly a talking point. But no, your greatest asset are your balls. The fact you go over dynamically and plant yourself in front of the woman and say, hey, excuse me, you look incredible today. Yeah. Or whatever you want to say. Some guys, that's a fairly, mid-level compliment. You can go raunchier than that. There's a guy this morning telling me about he went over to a girl and said, you look fucking hot today, or something like that, because that was how he's feeling in the moment. This is what I advocate. And all of a sudden, when you go over in that ballsy way, that confident way, that I don't give a fuck, I'm heterosexual, yeah, I'm hetero and proud, this is heterosexual pride, yeah, you go over in that way, you look incredible today. Yeah, what do you think women dress up for, and don't give me that they dress up for each other. They know that they don't. Okay, all these influencers, it's a complete lie. They dress up a little bit for each other, 20% for each other, 80% for men. And what defines a woman's status, even between women, is how attractive she is to men. Yeah, harsh truth, but they all know it's fucking true. Okay, it's one of the biggest things that defines status between women is how attractive the woman is, not to lesbians, but to men. So they're going to this effort. Of course, they want to be admired. They feel the pressure and everything like that. So when you go over, you recognize that beauty. You recognize the effort that they've gone into with their looks, their clothes, their hair, etc. You don't want to be a gay best friend about it. You don't want to be like, oh, I love your shoes today. That can work, but you want to go a little bit more direct there. I like to go for things like your eyes. Maybe start with the glasses. You can sometimes you start with a compliment, maybe on the outfit. If you're not quite ready to go full on, you look like a smoke show. You start with the outfit, and then you move on to the physical. You've got very beautiful eyes with very beautiful lips or whatever it is. And you think this stuff is cheesy, it's not going to work. If you're showing up in the right way, in a ballsy way, it works. If you're showing up in a really strange, hesitant way, like looking at her from the side, like, yes, I really like your nose. This is my Romanian accent here. Of course, it's going to come off as creepy. But if you go over to a girl and say, hey, excuse me, you have got absolutely beautiful eyes, and you just stare her dead in the eyes, yeah, it doesn't come off as creepy at all. It comes off as fucking cinematic, my friend, cinematic. So the importance of balls, and all you need ultimately is one approach to go well for your entire life to change. The difference in how you fucking feel, where you go over and an approach goes super well, you get a girl's number and you've lined up a date, or you go on an instant date with her, or you pull her even on the date, or even immediately pull her. Do you know the difference in how you feel? If you have not had that experience, well, let me try to describe it. It's like the feeling of, you're going over, you've got energy, you've got excitement, but you're like this charged electric ball of electricity. And when the girl, like, you both connect up, it's this incredible feeling. And you come away from that interaction feeling like it's crazy. It's like you feel complete. You feel absolutely complete. But you also feel energized. And like you're the ballsiest guy. You're swagging around like you're fucking Al Pacino. Do you know what I mean? Like that's how you feel all at once. Yeah? And especially when it's, especially early days. But even now, the girl I closed yesterday, it was a nice feeling after I closed her. So beautiful, just to think like 3 years ago, I could not have done that. Yesterday, I'm on the phone to a friend. I say, all right, mate, we're winding up. I say, right, I'm going to go in for one now. I'll let you know how it goes. And then, end up having like a 40-minute conversation with a girl. Re-complimented her several times. She's giggling. She's like stroking her hair and everything. Like she was so feminine. And she had a boyfriend, but she still gave me her number. So you go figure. I don't know. She worked in Tommy Hilfiger. She was on a break. To think that I can just do that on a Saturday afternoon, no problem, or approach girls in Starbucks in the mall, and I'm in Santiago de los Caballeros, a city I've been in for 2.5 weeks. There's a 25-year-old I'm going on a date with next week. It's just crazy. It's a crazy thing to think about, and you're having balls and bringing out this inner caveman, this inner beast, right? But you do it in a controlled way. Okay, you do it in a controlled way. And this is also key as well. And so this is where training comes in. You just be standing on the desk and beating your chest. Okay, that's the girl's just gonna run away, literally. But it's like the controlled beast, right? So you go over, you'll stop. The way you stop her, there's certain things you do. The way you look at her, there's certain things you do there. The way you position yourself in relation to her, the things that you say to her. You're all unleashing, you're channeling this beast into her, right? And she's kind of like, and it's quite subtle. When you see it from the side, it doesn't look like, you can see something's happening, but can be pretty subtle, to be honest. It can be pretty subtle. And it doesn't matter if you think, oh, that's not really for me, Joseph, that's not my character. You're lying to yourself, bro. You're lying to yourself. You did not make it through 300,000 years of evolution to get to this point now um, without the dog in you, okay? It didn't happen. Both the men and the women that came before you were dogs. So don't worry, you've got the minerals. Yeah, they're just maybe buried beneath the surface there. And you don't have to be, you can be a quiet guy, but just a quiet, like, the little look in the eyes, right? You can be that kind of guy. Or you can be a bit more loud and brash. It doesn't really matter too much. It's the energy. And women speak about this, that energy that men give off, that all men have. And it's like an invisible field that we don't know we have, but women feel it. Because it's the hormones, the testosterone, our physical features. Yeah, it's like crack to them, right? Especially when you deliver it. And then you can also bring a bit of playful teasing and stuff and flirtation into the interaction. Boys, you can have these girls eating out the palm of your hand. And you don't even need to flirt, actually, if you don't want to. You can if you've got the fundamentals good enough, you don't even need to flirt. I like to flirt, but you don't need to. And so when you learn this skill set of daytime approach, you finally gain the ability to transfer everything that you are into your approach, into your budding relationship, into your budding sexual polarity with the girl. Okay, and before this was how I felt. It was like before, it's like before guys learn this, it's like they've got all this stored value. They're like a fucking they're like uranium, yeah, like they're like nuclear fucking energy. That's like it's built up and it's built up, right? And it's just there. Yeah, no, 30 years old, 35, 40 years old, everything is on point. They're well dressed, they've got good social skills. They've done everything they need to do, they've got a good job. And they can't deliver any of this in their approaches because it's like the uranium is trapped. We need the fucking nuclear reactor. And that is what the wing bro is. I'm the nuclear fusion reactor, yeah, nuclear fission. Bang, we're going to deliver this into the world. And yeah, it's a release of energy in a controlled way. Yeah, we're not going for a nuclear meltdown. We're going for controlled, powerful, surging energy into the girl. So what a metaphor that was. What a metaphor. But that's basically the idea. And it just cuts through all the crap. It cuts through all. This is what I love about cold approach, is it cuts through all the crap, all the she's maybe if I speak to her friend and blah, and if I swipe and then I change my profile and I pose, my pecs can look a little bit bigger from this angle, or I wonder if I need to get a hair transplant. It just cuts through all of the nonsense, all of the garbage, just cuts straight through it all. Hey, excuse me, you look incredible. Yeah, you've got amazing eyes. Yeah. I've just been in the city a few days. Yeah. I live in the capital. Yeah. Blah 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 blah. And you show off a little bit as well, a little discreet. You do. It is good to show off a little bit in your conversation. I found that. I don't. It sort of goes against my nature a little bit because I'm quite reserved actually. But it's good to show off a little bit in the conversation. Don't be shy. If you've got good stuff in your life, bring that to the forefront. Show off about your travel. Show off about little things. You don't. It's kind of humble bragging. That's kind of what you want to do. Bit of marketing. And yeah, the guys that work with me, they're guys who they need a couple of things. They like structure, as do I. They like structure. They like to have a structure to work from because a structure is dependable and repeatable, and that is what I've got. But then there's also the other side, which is like there's just something, having someone like alongside you where you can you cast the office tie off and you go out and hunt in the wilderness for these girls. There's something about that process that is just an amazing transformative process for guys to go through. It's a bonding process as well. All my students that I've worked with, every guy, even guys who may not like me, I pushed them into too many sets, their brains blew up. But no, every guy who comes in to work, and actually every guy that I've winged with as well, there is this dojo level respect of Whether it goes well, it doesn't go well. What I respect, what all the guys respect that I know who do approach, is guys who will just get in there and do it. If you can do that, then we can work. Then we can iterate. If you're not willing to go in and risk it, and ultimately the risk is all an illusion. You're not really risking anything. But if you're not willing to go in, um, nothing's going to happen. But if you are willing, yeah, and you're willing to keep getting out there, there's something about those kind of guys. They're just like those are the guys you want to be in the trenches with. Yeah, if it all comes to it, if there's a nuclear holocaust and we have to fight off the Martians or whoever the fuck it is, we're gonna be fighting the Chinese. I don't know, whoever we're gonna end up fighting. These are the guys I want to be in the bunker with me. Yeah, because I know they've got it. They've got the minerals. Yeah, I know I can depend on these guys. It's interesting effect actually. Um, So yeah, that was all about unleashing the inner beast, unleashing the inner dragon within you in a structured way. And sorry, yeah, I was just saying there, the last part was guys I work with like structure as I like structure because it's repeatable and dependable. But at the same time, there's also this kind of emotional flavor to your approach. There's an emotional state that it's hard for me to communicate that on camera. It's something I have to see on the student when they're in, and I obviously can demonstrate it in my videos as well. But that's another thing I work on with guys. Some guys are going in, they're going in great, but I can see in their eyes, oh shit, you look afraid, or oh shit, you look nervous, or sometimes, oh shit, you look a bit too aggressive. Let's just bring it down, yeah. Let's smile, a little seductive, confident. It's like when you get all the angles, the emotional angle, the technical angle, when it all lines up, bang, you get the result. Bang, you get the result. It's like, you hit the perfect shot, yeah, and it's easy. It just goes through easy. And you could be shooting all day and it's all going different directions because fundamentally you're not lined up. You're not aligned. Your technique is off, right? And you just think, oh, it doesn't work. This thing doesn't work. No, it does work. It does absolutely work. But you got to have it lined up. And once you have it lined up, the good thing is there's not many guys out there doing this, so you can make a real impact. It's almost like once you become effective with like one or two or three girls, it really starts to skyrocket. Nobody's ever going to pull every girl they go after. That's just delusion. Okay, that's just not reality. But it does start to skyrocket so that you can go from closing 1 in 10 to like 3 or 4 in 10 easy. And some days it's like, well, I went out, did 3 approaches, got 3 closes, or just got 3 approaches and then 1 instant date. So once you become effective, everything is lined up, bang. But yeah, the missing link for a lot of guys is the emotional component. They don't realize that you can have the best technique in the world, and if your emotions are like too angry or just too nervous, there's things we can do. If you are nervous, there's things I can make you do to ensure that in the set itself, you won't actually come across as nervous. And over time, it does start to dissipate as well. So the next thing I wanted to talk about, this is not going to be a very long live today, just about 30, 40 minutes. The other thing I wanted to talk about was location as well. The importance of location, the importance of foot traffic. If you want to be a cold approach beast, you want to catch a beautiful barracuda, you cannot do it in the river brother. You've got to go to the tropical seas, right? You've got to go to tropical rivers in the mountains, right? You need to be where there's a good flow of beauty, a good flow of traffic. So you need to get yourself to a busy city centre on a Saturday, peak shopping time or good shopping time, all the girls hovering, and that's where you need to start firing your shots. And don't waste your time, start firing. As soon as you see that traffic, you just start firing. And find the one that you want will appear. As you take action, the gods of the streets will favor you and they will send you your beauty. Just trust me, that is how it works. It's how it works. Not just work like this for me, it's worked like this with every single guy that I've seen. Is the gods of the street will test you, and it might send you a few wolves, a few ugly ducklings, But if you keep going, you'll find that girl. You'll find that girl. So you need to get yourself to a busy location. You need to get yourself to a location that's amenable to cold approach. So if you want to do cold approach in Tehran, I would probably suggest maybe thinking about taking a trip somewhere else, maybe Istanbul, maybe Europe. I don't know. But it needs to be amenable to location, culturally amenable. So ideally, a big UK, Canada, American city with lots of foot traffic. What you do not want to do is walk around for hours on end seeing barely any approaches. You do not want to do that. Um, so in this city I'm in right now, Santiago, it's almost like the city that the anti-cold approach city, the city that hates cold approach. There are no public spaces anywhere at all. There's not a high street. Believe it or not, there are no high streets. There are plazas, which means, yeah, basically cold approach is borderline impossible. It's borderline impossible in the conventional sense. So what I've been doing is I've been going into malls. Been going into malls. There's one big mall here, and I'm not such a fan of it. It's got very bright lighting. It's very antiseptic, and the city's quite conservative as well for Dominican. Well, very conservative. But I'm still doing damage. I'm still doing damage. So basically, I've got two options: complain, go to a nightclub, or go to the mall. Those are my options, and I choose, okay, let's go to the mall. And it's been good so far. It's treated me well so far. So in any city in the world, even if you don't have like, even if some areas of the city aren't that great, there'll be a big city within 50, 100 miles. You'll have malls within 50, 100 miles. This is where you go and do your damage. This is where you go and make it happen. If you live in a village, leave the village. If you live in a village, you need to leave the village. Your personal life is not going to progress from there. It's not. Yeah, sorry to break it to you, but it's just not. And if you live in a tier one city, guys like you live in London and stuff, they can just go out, easily fire off 20 approaches, and it's just like nothing, big deal. Yeah, there's so many girls. So you can end up getting 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 numbers in an afternoon. Well, there you go. Your personal life is sorted in one afternoon. If you live out in the sticks, you can't build any momentum. So a lot of guys that work with me, they come to a big city and they realize afterwards, like, yeah, this is not replicable where I'm living. So you need to be where the action is. So even if it costs you a few £100 a month more, even if you have to change jobs or whatever, it's well worth it. And if you're a guy in your 30s as well, at what point, like if you don't make, especially for guys in your 30s, if you don't make the move now, you're gonna regret it. This just from just to be real from the heart. If you don't make the move now, you'll regret it. Yeah. I did as well as I could in my 30s in probably suboptimal cities in my early 30s. By my mid 30s, 34, I moved to Lisbon. I was in Sheffield, UK from 30 to 34. And I would travel around different cities in the region, Nottingham, Manchester. I had a good personal life, can't complain. But as soon as I moved to Lisbon, that's when it really took off. It's like all of that effort I was putting in, like bloody Sheffield nightclubs. If I just used that same game with like Brazilian waitresses in Lisbon, it's like, fuck me, this is way better. Or this hot Angolan girl, or the hot Portuguese girl. If I just used that same game there, I was just getting so much better results. So again, to use the idea of a river or a stream, when you're in a shitty location, it's like you're swimming up tide against the current, and when you get to a good location, you're just swimming downstream. It's all in your favor. Everything's in your favor. So I had the same in Santo Domingo. I had the same, I'd say, in Belgrade as well. Culturally a little bit different, but very good traffic. I'll be interested to go back there next year. That's an interesting one because everyone found it tough. Everyone there found it tough, but everyone did well as well. But it was like, we've got to shoot a lot of volume here to get what we want. And I wonder if leveling up even more this year, is that going to make me even more dangerous out there when I get into my third year? I'll be a BA, Bachelor of Approach, by the end of this year. But yeah, when you're in good locations, it just makes it all easier. Athens, Greece is fucking great as well. So you need to be in a good location. Do not waste your life in the sticks, my brothers. And even if you're in a shit country as well, consider at least taking a long trip. If you got some money or you can get some time off work or you can work remotely, seriously consider making a move somewhere else. Like, I'm 40. I remember turning 30 like it was fucking yesterday. Like it was yesterday, guys. My 30s passed in a flash. The best decade in my life, but I remember turning 30 like it was fucking yesterday. Yeah. 21 seems longer ago, but 30 to 40, amazing years, man. You got the physicality still. Um, you're more established, you're more grounded, you're more confident. Boys, if you're in your 30s, now is the fucking time. If you're on the fence, can I do cold approach? Should I just wait? The guys like the magical thinking that the apps are somehow, if you're 5'8" and you're 36, that the apps are somehow going to deliver you a hot 21-year-old. That is magical thinking. It ain't going to fucking happen. But if you go out into the streets, you're damn right you can get a hot 21-year-old. I don't even talk about it much on my channel, to be honest. But the guys who go out with me, they're like, yeah, this guy literally, he's going for like 20-year-olds, yeah? I'll stop 20, 21, 22-year-olds. That's almost my ballpark, to be honest. That's my playground, where they're young and adventurous, yeah? And just like looking to see what's out there. This naughty older guy comes over, yeah? That's not happening on an app, is it, realistically? But yeah, it's incredible what you find out there. And if you're in your 30s, my God, now is you got your pick. You've absolutely got your pick if you're in your 30s. But if you're on an app, no. And if you still can't approach, you haven't got it together, my honest question, like, what, you think it's going to be better when you're 42? You think I'm glad that I did everything I did in my late 20s and 30s, because now in my 40s, even if I wasn't doing anything now, I could at least look back and go, yeah, man, I've had some fun. I've sown my wild oats. I've lived this lifestyle that I wanted to live, or I've had the girlfriend I wanted to have. I can actually look back on that. It's an important part of a man's life. It's, Ethan, who lost his virginity a couple of weeks ago, it's like, this is a fucking life-changing thing, right? Your sex life is important if you're a man. It just fucking is. Like, sex is an important thing for you. Romance, female companionship is an important thing for you. If it's not happening for you, and it hasn't happened, you have to ask yourself the question, like, how long do you want to suffer like this? And you can rationalize it and say, women have turned against men, blah, 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 it's my country, it's this, that, and the other. The reality is, women still want men. For the most part, women still want men. Yeah. There's guys, even the US, I'm not such a fan of the whole American girl scenario, but even in the US, there are still a lot of good American girls. UK, again, people moan about the UK. I meet loads of good English girls. Yeah, obviously, then we talk about the Slavic beauties, and we talk about the Ruskis, we talk about the Brazilians, we talk about the Dominicans. Then you talking a whole different level, obviously, completely different level. But there are no excuses, guys. That also in the international world now, even if you live in like Melbourne or something, you can probably meet a Turkish girl, you can probably meet a Brazilian girl. So it's really just everywhere. You just need the skills to unlock it. And yeah, I sleep with the most incredible dreams sometimes, where I dream back to some girl that I've met in approach, and I don't know, it's just a nice feeling. When I'm old and decrepit on my deathbed, I will look back and go, whatever I did or didn't do, one of the things I will look back on and go, yeah, I got mine, I got mine, and I'm 40 and I'm still getting more, to be honest. But now my focus. Frankly, my focus is still on myself, if I'm being honest. I still want more. I still want the best, but I also want to help other guys as well. So yeah, ask yourself, boys, what is your personal life worth? What is each year of your life worth? Is 2026 going to just be the same as 2025 and 2024? If you're living in scarcity and poverty, dating women you don't really like just because it's a warm body, or if you're just still fundamentally passive and you still fundamentally, You know what happens when you go on this indirect passive route? At a certain point, you begin to hate yourself. You begin to just look at other guys, the few other guys that can just go direct, and you compare yourself and go, what the fuck is wrong with me? And the reality is, there's nothing wrong with you. You just either don't know what to do. That's probably the biggest thing, or you just haven't given yourself permission, and you don't feel like you have permission and support in order to go and get the job done. So yeah, I just see cold approach as a way of solving a problem. If you currently lack options, that is just simply a problem to be solved. Okay, it's a problem to be solved. And the reason I love cold approach is solves a significant issue for guys, and it solves it in such a beautiful, swashbuckling way, a way that genuinely develops your all-round confidence. Like, I'm sorry, getting a girl on an app on a date, you don't feel very much. If you have sex with her, of course you feel good. Yeah, of course you do. But you don't feel that much. Whereas when you go over to a girl in the middle of the street in the mall, you seduce her, right? You boldly go over and just say, yeah, you look incredible today. You declare your desire for her without expecting anything in return, and you just kind of have this attitude of like, I dare you to reject me. Go ahead, go ahead. You just have this kind of attitude, which can be hard to muster, but you can get there, and you do get there over time. Like, when you close these numbers and when you get these dates and you get these lays, it's fucking insane, dude. It's insane. It's some movie star shit. It's some movie Hollywood script stuff. And the girls feel it, man. The girls feel it. It's totally different. The girls admire you afterwards as well. There's girls like, yeah, the girls I see, like my main girl in a different city, she still sometimes, like a couple of years after I first approached her, we still sometimes talk about it. She fucking loves it. She fucking loves it. Um, and then, yeah, obviously she's been on apps as well, and it's just not a great experience for the girls either. And it's an incredible thing to learn. It's an incredible art. We're reconnecting men and women in the natural way out there in the organic world. So that's my mission. If you have this problem, boys, and you want to get it sorted, feel free to keep watching content, watch my content, watch other people. You'll be seeing more infields coming up in January, or actually probably before Christmas on my channel. I've got a series of infields I'm going to be shooting with spyglasses, but if you just want to get it sorted, you don't want to wait much longer, get in a call with me, right? And I will give you a breakdown of what I offer. I have an in-person immersion service. That's my flagship service. That's realistically the best one, especially if you're struggling or if you just want to accelerate it. Get in now. My recommendation would be to get in now or in this next few months, because as I get my act together with infields, honestly, you ain't seen shit on this channel yet. If you watch my channel regularly and you're wondering whether to get on a call with me, you're thinking about doing coaching, you've not seen anything yet. You've not seen anything. I cannot wait to get the footage up. It's not always easy to film, basically, because I travel as well. Because I'm a nomad, I don't currently have a traveling camera crew with me. But once you start to see not only the approach but what I'm actually dealing with, this will change your outlook on what a bald 40-year-old 5'7" guy can actually do. Yeah, there's definitely there's definitely some good shapes that I'm dealing with, and it's fun as well. It's fun. So my recommendation to be get on a call sooner rather than later. Don't wait till 2027, by which time I'll have probably hundreds of infields up. You might not even be able to book me on a one-to-one by that point. Right now, you can book me on a one-to-one. And yeah, the guys who've done it so far have had great experiences. So calendly.com/wingbro if you would like to get on a call with me. I'm not a guy. I've got another business, so I'm doing Wingbro as a passion with a view to making it my future business, because I think it's such an important thing that I can help guys with. But right now, I'm not going to hard sell you on anything. I'll have a conversation with you. If it looks like the right thing to do for us to work together, then I'll suggest that we work together. If it's obviously not the right thing, then I will still give you some suggestions of what you can take away and take from the call going forward over the next 6 months. This guy I was on a call with last week who said it was like I was like I'd given him some homework, so you will get benefit from getting on a call anyway. Um, and I'm really looking for those guys who fit that description of someone who knows that you're fundamentally underperforming in your personal life. You know you've got more in the tank. You know the girls you're actually with, you're fighting for scraps. It's almost insulting at times. I remember going on some of these Tinder dates and I felt deep in my soul, I felt insulted. Like, this girl is a fucking five. And even she's giving me the runaround. Just like, what is going on? Yeah. And I had no education. I had no one who taught me what I teach the guys. All the stuff I've learned through just black eye this, black eye that, scrapping my way through, learning to a point of mastery, or as much as you can master it. You can expedite that. You can get it all in 3 days with me. It's fucking insane, dude. It's insane. What I would have given at 20 to have access to me now at 40. So you can just expedite it. But yeah, if you feel like you're just underperforming, the girls are not on your level, or you're dealing with girls who don't even fucking, they're beneath you and they don't even fucking value you, yeah? All of this is most likely because you're lacking some understanding of female psychology. I don't want to sound patronizing, but most guys are, specifically in the West. They don't really get it. And or you are also lacking, and most likely you're just lacking the ability to generate options. So you can just say to the five who's annoying, you know what? It was a nice drink. I'll see you later. Or you wouldn't even be on a date with her anyway, but you could just bin her after one drink just to be polite, yeah? Or maybe don't be polite, I don't know. But yeah, if you're one of those guys who feels like you're fundamentally just you're punching beneath your weight, you just get in touch, get on the call, or drop me an email. I also work with guys who've got neurodiverse guys. I've had very good success with those guys. Because of some other stuff I've done in my career as well, I understand their situation very well. I understand their strengths and weaknesses very well. And the guys who come in to work with me who are neurodiverse have got spectacular results, mate. Spectacular. And yeah, if you're in your 30s, 40s, 50s even, don't wait too long, man. Don't wait too long. Don't wait too long. Oh, we've got we've got a Balkan gangster tuning in at the end here. Yeah, so I circulate between Latin America and the Balkans, basically. That is going to be my circulation for the next probably 5 years. I will be doing some coaching in the UK, probably, maybe spring, early summer, maybe. But my main coaching is going to be out here and then also in the Balkans as well. That's the last point as well for guys who are interested in the international lifestyle. You want to see what is out in the wide world. It's mind-blowing what is out there. It's mind-blowing what is out there. I mean, Jesus. I mean, just get yourself to this island. You want to find a wife? Okay. If you want to find a wife, this is the place. This is the place. Number one place. Factory of wives. I think Balkans is good as well. I think Serbia is good as well. Those girls are like, there's more to it, but there's a lot of wifey type girls there, you know. Yeah, I think as you get older, you want to play for like the championship. You want to play for the real championship. Yeah, you don't just play for the fucking, sticky Nicky from the back of the club. You want to be playing for the, for the beautiful Slavic, angular, sultry babe, or the curvaceous, extroverted Dominican beauty. Like, you would just fall in love with these girls. Like, it's just a fucking joke, man. So yeah, do not deny yourself, guys. Life is short. Think about what you value. What else, Strider? Good to see you, mate. Good to see you. And yeah, we'll wind things up there today. Hopefully that's been useful. I'll be doing a live every day of December. Get to know me, get to know my channel. If cold approach seems like something you think actually, yeah, I could do this. I've got the minerals or I would like to do this. Feel free to drop me a line, get on a call. Boys, as things stand, I'm probably going to chill out for a bit, but I am going to be going out. I will be hitting the mall. It's 4 p.m. I'll probably be there by about 5:30, no later than 5:30. Yeah. Even, this is my rest day, this is my chill day. I'm still going to go fire just one or two shots off. So yeah, we'll leave things there for today, boys. Take it easy. Peace, love, and I'll catch you in the next one.